So here's a little routine you can do. Foot massage if you're feeling tired or stressed. Foot is a fantastic area to massage because with reflexology theory we end up massaging the whole body. Also a lot of acupuncture points on the foot, so you can affect change of energy movement through the meridians and help balance your organs. So I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, but if that's not comfortable for you, you could equally sit on a chair and do this as well. However's comfortable for you, it doesn't really matter, you just need to be able to access your foot. Excuse my plaster, that's a gardening accident. So I'd start just by warming up the tissue in your foot, creating some warmth through it, and just kind of saying hello to it. You can move your foot around, you can do it from the front. Just warm it up by gentle, well actually quite vigorous rubbing through the whole of your foot. And then we can start by massaging the point. It's about 3 cun above the protuberance of your malleoli, your ankle bone, where we have spleen 6. So just generally in that area, give that a deep massage, stimulating the spleen meridian. And then you can come down. You're going to be following the path of the spleen meridian to its termination point at the toe. Big toe. The final point is actually next to the angle of the big toe. Now you can just do some gentle thumb pressing all the way through your foot. If you find any very tender points, just focus on those areas, just sinking into them. Exploring the different facets of the sole of your foot, creating mobility through those articulations. And in particular, concentrating on this area here, which is the kidney 1 as well. So we can spend a few minutes, if you just place your thumb on it, and with your other hand, just create a little bit of pressure through. So you deepen the work. Coming up to the side of your calcaneus, your heel. Massaging all the way around that as far as you can get. Placing a little bit of focus on the Achilles tendon. You can create a sort of friction up that. And you can also, with a pinched thumb and index pinch, just create some movement and stretch through the tendon, traveling up towards your calf muscle, the gastrocnemius, and the soleus below it. And then once again giving it a little rub and maybe even a little bit of a tap. And you can bring your foot round. See if I can get you to see that a bit better. There we go. So we're going to start by focusing our attention on stomach 1. So that's in between the two ankle bones, malleolus, in the little dip that's created midpoint. You can start just by sinking into stomach 1. Maybe just a pressure point. And whenever you sink in, try and do it with the rhythm of your breath. So perhaps inhaling, and on the exhale, you sink in. Maybe do that 2 or 3 times. And we can come to the sides, working the liver. Liver 4 on the medial side, the medial malleolus, and the gallbladder on the other side. So after we worked into that a little bit, we can come down the anterior face, passing over the tarsal bones and coming to the point where the first and second metatarsal bones, the space in between, and working down through that. This is the liver channel. Working the point that's just at the end here, tiny bit back from the web between the toes into F2, that's French F, liver 2, to its termination point, which is at this angle. Come down the next space in between the metatarsals. And here we'll be working the stomach meridian. And again, you can focus on this point at the end before the web, and you might find that quite tender, particularly if you've got any digestive issues. So if you do, it's just good to spend a little bit of time sinking into that, and then out to the end at stomach 45. And we can go down each space. Between the 4th and the 5th, we've got the gallbladder. Which terminates at the end of the toe here. And a final point here, bladder. And then we can just create a little bit of space through the whole of the foot, creating this sense of flexion down and up. A bit of space between each toe. And again, rubbing it. This foot massage is a lovely thing to do after a warm bath, or if you've been on your feet all day and feeling very tired. Ideally, well, not ideally, but I haven't used any oil, but a bit of oil, any oil will be fine, you know, even a bit of olive oil will be fine. Coconut oil, fantastic if those are your cooking oils. Almond oil, or perhaps you have a special massage oil that you like. If you've got any essential oils, adding an essential oil would be lovely. Lavender, for its soothing, relaxing properties, would be great. Been doing a lot of sports, and you want something a little bit more stimulating, you could use one of the oils that are more stimulating, or like a eucalyptus oil or something like that. Rosemary. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it's a great thing to do. And when you do it, if you do it with, create a nice space for yourself before you start. Perhaps dedicate the time, say a little prayer for yourself, and really treat it as a sort of little mini retreat for your feet.